Once or twice every year, I receive a visit from a salesman from one of our local lawn chemical companies. They knock on my door in eager anticipation of closing a sale from someone who they assume is desperately in need of help. I'm never unkind to these poor souls in their efforts to make a living, but I do subject them to an enlightening conversation that many of them might rather not have. It generally starts by explaining to them that I love and encourage many of those useful plants that they call weeds. I explained to one unfortunate fellow that in a crisis situation, I could eat many of those plants that other people pay good money to destroy. He gingerly took back the brochure that he had handed me and backed slowly down the sidewalk. A few months later, a good part of the planet mandated that their citizens stay at home, and there were shortages in grocery stores everywhere. Not every conversation is met with such disapproval. My latest victim actually enjoyed our tour around the yard, during which I showed him all kinds of useful plants, some intentionally planted and some volunteers, and sent him home with a generous bundle of rosemary. He expressed a desire to plant his own garden, and we are now fast friends. Now, I'm not going to pretend that I don't have plants growing in places where I don't want them. Dewberry vines are the bane of my existence, and I could definitely do without the poison ivy that loves to disguise itself among the Virginia creeper. Weeding is a huge chore. Sometimes I enjoy it, other times I do not, and I'm always running behind in accomplishing it, especially on those miserably hot summer days. I am simply not willing to subject my family, my pets, and the plants and wildlife that I do want to toxins in order to make that chore more bearable. And there are also ways to minimize weeds in unwanted areas by mimicking the natural processes. Leaves fall from trees and cover the ground with a layer of mulch, preventing the growth of plants that will compete with them for nutrients and moisture. I can mulch my beds to avoid competition with my herbs, flowers, and vegetables. Some people find value in a meticulously manicured lawn, and that's okay. I do not, and that's okay too. And while I genuinely believe that lawn chemicals harm us all, it is not my role to compel others to stop using them, only to educate those who are willing to listen. It is said in the Tao Te Ching that he who has power over others can't empower himself. He who clings to his work will create nothing that endures. If you want to accord with the way, just do your job, then let go. So I let go.